Next, I think it's important to talk about the whole Kaepernick workout situation and everything that transpired with that. It was not as cut and dry as we thought it would be heading into Saturday, with Kaepernick showing up to the Atlanta Falcons Stadium, working out as the NFL scheduled, with all 25 teams who promised to be there actually attending. No, as a matter of fact, the day of, Kaepernick canceled the workout and scheduled it about an hour away to like some high school stadium. And only about 8 teams being able to show up. So the whole thing with that is both sides had their agendas, both sides had their reasonings for doing things the way they did. The NFL wanted the workout to be behind closed doors and offered Kaepernick to sign a unusual liability waiver, to which Kaepernick's team declined, as well as the fact that they wanted the workout to be broadcasted. They wanted the workout to be as transparent as possible. So Kaepernick chose his own location, in which any NFL team that was still interested would be welcome to join. To which, like I said, 8 teams were able to. The whole problem with this was a problem with both sides having their own reputations to protect. The NFL wanted it to be behind closed doors, and Kaepernick had an issue with that. As a matter of fact, uh, was about probably the biggest reason why Kaepernick rescheduled the workout, because like I said, he wanted to be as transparent as possible. Kaepernick did not want any chance the NFL had of getting a hold of this tape that's not released to anyone else, getting a hold of the workout, cutting out all the good parts, and then showing it to the public, stating, "See, this is why we haven't signed you yet." And Kaepernick thought that would be a more than a possibility. He thought that that could actually transpire. And the NFL, on the other hand, says, "Hey, this is what we do. We don't want we don't want outside media filming our workouts, our procedures, what we're doing. This is supposed to be private. This is where we scheduled it. This is the terms that we agreed to. You either show up or you don't." And well, we saw what Kaepernick's decision was. Now, like I said, Cap thought this was an issue of trust. I see where both sides coming from. I do see where Kaepernick is coming from in this situation. The NFL would have all leverage, all possibilities, and controlling the narrative, and that's exactly what Kaepernick didn't want. Kaepernick took the stance of, let me get the truth out there with my workout, as opposed to what the best shot would be, which is me going to this closed doors workout, and running the risk of my reputation being bashed by the NFL. And the NFL wanted to cover themselves with the waiver, saying that, hey, if you don't get signed, you can't sue us. You can't sue us again. So both sides had legitimate claims in this situation. The issue is both sides also kind of mismanaged this situation. Kaepernick showed that he still has the talent, still has the arm strength. I don't believe that was ever really an issue in this situation. I believe the biggest thing that the NFL wanted to see is if Kaepernick would, for lack of better terms, submit to the NFL terms and conditions for what they're trying to do and how they're trying to get Kaepernick back in, to which Kaepernick didn't. And I think that's going to be another death sentence in which Kaepernick won't be getting into the league anytime soon. I don't think anybody even questioned whether or not Kaepernick was still good enough talent wise. They wanted to see how defiant Kaepernick still was. And again, this is my personal take on it. Let me preface that. As a matter of fact, I don't want anybody taking this as, oh, this is facts. This is clearly what the NFL was doing. No, this is my take on it. I think that wasn't at all the huge overlying issue, or the whole kind of thing that the NFL was trying to see. I think they did want to see whether or not Kaepernick still had it. However, I do think the one of the biggest things that they wanted to accomplish with this workout was to see if Cap would sign the waiver, to see if Kaepernick would show up to a workout behind closed doors where outside media wouldn't be able to show the public. And if Cap could trust the NFL in a sense where, hey, we have the power to to kind of change the narrative, but will we? We won't, you know, and you kind of just have to trust us. And that's the whole thing that the NFL was kind of trying to get Kaepernick to do was, hey man, just trust us. And after everything that kind of transpired with this whole event with Kaepernick and the NFL, with the lawsuits, the whole blackballing thing, you're asking a lot out of someone to, with that history with the company, with that history with the organization, to just trust you blindly like that. I think Kaepernick really had a legitimate reason to want to have the workouts broadcasted, workouts live streamed, have the workout out to the public is what I should say. But all in all, I think there was no progress that was made, really. I think this did not hurt Kaepernick's chances to get back into the NFL, but it most certainly did not help it. All in all, if anything, this whole thing was just a big sidestep. I don't think this. Many people thought this was the NFL's way of just trying to do a PR stunt, trying to show the public that they're still giving Kaepernick a chance. I don't believe that was the case. If that was the case, I don't think all the teams would really show up. And as a matter of fact, I really don't believe the 8 teams that showed up after Kaepernick moved the workout would have shown up at all, because if that was the case, if they were just trying to do a PR stunt to say, hey, we're giving Cap a shot, but Cap isn't good enough, something like that, Cap personally moving the workout would have been all that they needed to say, hey, we're done. That's it. You know, but 8 teams still decided to show up, which meant I believe that was a filter tactic to eliminate many teams that may not have really been interested or may have actually been doing it for a PR stunt, to actually to weed out those teams and then show the teams that were actually interested. And of course, there were teams that legitimately couldn't make it because of the fact that they that it didn't align with their schedules. However, the fact that 8 teams still showed even after the whole canceling of the workout situation, I believe that does show as a term of actual interest in Kaepernick. Now, that can also be a situation in which they're still trying to save face, like, hey, we even showed up even after you canceled the workout. That's always a possibility, but like I said, they had the perfect opportunity to wash their hands, like, hey, we're done. Like, you moved the workout, you canceled it, we're giving you a shot, and you still moved it. Like, if teams really weren't interested in calling Kaepernick, that was their perfect opportunity to say no. And the end result might still be the same. It still might be a no, but not for the reasons that many kind of conspiracy theorists thought before. I think this was truly an instance where both sides just mismanaged the situation, and it's tough. It's really tough to watch this whole thing get played out. You can't expect Kaepernick to drop his morals to play for the NFL. I don't think we'll see that. I think what we saw here was 2 sides not backing down in a situation that could have easily gone smoothly. Like, if both sides compromise, if Kaepernick goes to this workout, but the NFL does allow the public to see the tapes, to see the film and everything, I think we're looking at a totally different situation. However, both sides with their deals are going to stand their ground, and this is what we got. And that's about all I have for today's episode. I've covered about all the topics that I wanted to cover, and I certainly had a blast making this episode, especially since it's the first episode of the Voice of Season podcast. I'm so excited to start this journey with everybody. So, if you enjoyed the video, all I really ask from you is to simply tell your friends, subscribe, follow whatever platform that you're listening to this on. Just share the video, help me get the content out. Help me grow, because what I want to do is grow a passionate community of sports fans that like to talk and like to get their opinion out there. And I can't do that without you guys. So thank you for everything so far. Let's continue to grow, and I'll see you all in the next episode.